people tune in and shit, I'll be bouncing around like checking the Instagram comments, checking this, checking that, to see if there's anything the people got. But thank you, man. We're live, and I want to say thank you again, my man Saber J Street
I
out here repping New Zealand. Let's
nah,
go, my guy. Welcome. Well, thank you again, bro. Thank you for being on.
all good, bro. Nah, I appreciate it, bro. Thank you heaps for having me on the podcast. And yeah, bro, like I said before, we're just here for the vibes and whatever I can give or share or whatever conversations can come out of this, and I'm here for all of it. So yeah, it's all
My
good.
guy, my fucking guy. Yeah, one thing I definitely wanted to ask. I had you send me over like a little, like a little bio over real quick. And I was looking through some of it, and I was even like just digging through old videos, watching some of your old stuff. But it said like you were saying that you started in 2011.
Yeah,
So
bro.
what was it? What did you see, or what was it that put dance in your brain back then?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro, because I feel like you know, in that bio, it says that I started dance in 2011. And basically, what that means is, in terms of like the scene out here, 2011 was the first time people saw me. But dance was such a natural thing that I like gravitated towards growing up. I'm Samoan, and for anyone who doesn't know Polynesian culture, bro, like siva or dance, um, which is the English term, but in Samoan we call it siva. It's like so embedded in our culture. And so ever since I was like four, just being around music and dance, I was always gravitated towards it. And then I guess when I was like 12, bro, that's how I came across a DVD called Rise. And then that's where my passions and inspirations with Krump came into the mix. But yeah, I think dance has been such a massive vehicle basically for me to just be able to express who I am. And I think yeah, it was just something that I always loved to do, bro. Even just as a troll, like me and some of the boys would dance to old Jabberwocky videos, like, just bro, like I am such a fan of dance just in general. So yeah, bro, that's how I got into it. But yeah, my culture has a huge influence and the reason why I love dance so much. And even because I'm part Māori too, so I'm half Samoan, half Māori. Even certain aspects of my heritage through my Māori side plays a massive influence in dance and even just Krump in general, bro. So I don't know what it was, but I feel like naturally uh, I just am gravitated towards something like dance because it just is already a part of me, whether I know it or not. So yeah,
Mm.
it kind of just happened. I was just like, oh yeah, this is just cool. And then I never thought it would blow up to anything. And I still, to this day, am just thankful for just what it's doing. And I'm never ever taking it for granted, which is why, yeah, we're just trying to hustle even more, trying to put our foot down and trying to really push. But it's it doesn't matter what I can get out of it because I love it so much because it's given me so much already. And so I'm
Mm.
just here for it. So yeah, bro, that's how dance kind of just happened and I'm just here and I'm just living in it and I'm enjoying it.
Bro, and that's one thing a lot of the guys that I do bring on, especially if they're from dance, there are people who just kind of enjoy it, like the moment they're in. You know what I mean? And motherfucker, you are somebody, bro. Let's not sit here and pretend. Like anybody who's ever gonna see this, I hope y'all know. Like I'm gonna put links in this that you can
I
watch this
can't.
guy. He's crazy, but my man, you're such a talent, bro. And to think too, like I went to school, bro, with a lot of Polynesians, and I remember 2011. Matter of fact, was my senior year of high school, and dude, for our homecoming football game, they did the haka, and I was like, I just remember sitting in the stands watching them like just do this whole dance, bro. And my homie was leading it, and it was like, yo, this is so sick.
Mm,
Like the power of dance is very embedded in so many different, ethnicities and cultural groups. Everyone's got some dance, some kind of native dance that they do, and so like hearing you say like it was a part of me, whether you knew it or not, was like, that's like, yeah, bro, that bangs. That hits close to home.
Yeah, 100%, bro. And that's mad that you got to see the haka too, bro. Because I'm not a lot of people get to see it, and so being able to see it and like feel it, it's a whole different tip than watching it on TV or online and whatnot. So that's so cool.
Bro, like, and I think word had like got out through the schools. I mean, I don't know. I was too busy smoking weed, like, you know what I mean? But I pull up and like people from the other side, from like the visiting team, was coming over where we were at so they could watch it like head on, you know what I mean? And then just like, the words, this whole like thing that they're doing, bro, and like everyone kind of being on that, you know how it is to watch people be on the same page, they're hitting the same moves, all this stuff, and like everything is just in unison. It was sick, bro. That was insane. Top
That's
top
so dope.
top tier experience for sure.
Hell yeah.
So 2011, you start dancing. Did you hop into like the choreo scene first, or were you more like freestyling at first? Which one came? Chicken or the
Yeah,
egg?
I think so 2011, growing up, I was always into, like I said before, like Krump. I was introduced to Krump since I was like maybe 11 or 12. And yeah, just as a freestyler, was always into it. And then 2011, like maybe 2010, there's this massive competition out here in Auckland that basically it's a massive choreography crew hip hop competition for purely high schools. And so ever since I joined my high school, that was one of the goals to like try and get into this team and then we can compete and put on for our school. And then it wasn't until 2011 where I finally got in and then dived in a little bit into the choreo scene. But ever since 2011, bro, again, like I joined my first crew in 2011 and basically was just competing, bro. And New Zealand culture, obviously, a lot of people know who Royal Family is, the Palestine's crews. And so, we were, I was the guy that was competing against them and stuff like that. And so, our culture in terms of New Zealand hip hop is real big on, used to be real big in terms of that like choreography crew game. And so, yeah, spent a couple of years doing that, upskilling, traveling. Went to, I don't know if you know a dance camp called Urban Dance Camp, bro. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, in Germany. So was going over there like a couple of years just to train and just to upskill and connect. But bro, I'm just such a fan of dance in general. So when it came to choreography, when it came to any styles, like house was one of my favorite styles, locking is still one of my favorite styles. And so yeah, I think like in terms of just dance as a whole, bro, I'm just such a fan. Like I love any and every style, to be honest, for different reasons. But yeah, and then Krump, obviously, like Krump was one of them ones, bro. Like once I found Krump, I can't not do it, if that makes sense.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. That makes perfect sense, dude. Um,
Yeah, bro. And so that was basically it, bro. Just choreo, traveling. But I do have to make a massive shout out to a lot of the background, a lot of the lessons that I learned within the choreo game, mainly because that's from New Zealand. It was such a easy path. Like that path was seen. You could see where it could take you. And so I got to give a massive shout out to that side of just my, I guess, experience or journey, because without it, bro, a lot of the lessons that I went through and learned through that road really did translate a lot over into Krump and my journey now. And even just still to this day, bro, I still hold a lot of those lessons real tightly because it meant so much back then, and it helped me so much back then that I hope to just have it on me so that if anyone else is struggling with certain aspects of freestyle or choreography, like what I mean, I'm there to just at least give my 5 cents.
yeah. What would you say is one of your favorite lessons that you've learned, like
Mm,
while on that road?
I think my favorite lesson is that dance is so what's the word? I think dance is so interchangeable if you know how to play the game. And so there's so many like skills that you can translate into different aspects of certain styles, certain movements. It's just a matter of time and trying to figure out how things work on this side of the field, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like we can't like you can't play the same game with the same blueprint or strategy. So, there's certain things that work out in certain aspects. And I feel like for me, choreography wise, like it was one of them ones, bro. Like there were so many cool pieces of vocab that translated real well into Krumpers. And I feel like it's only now where it's acceptable. Like for example, back then I hardly ever saw any house or Krumpers do house.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just way different. Like people are diving into, flexing and seeing the I guess the openness to other vocabulary being input into the style and then people upgrading it from there. And so yeah, I feel like that lesson is definitely one, bro, where just you have to be aware of how to take certain tools and then navigate your way through it so that it works out in the way that you want it to. It's not gonna, be easy, and if it's something new, then that means that you're innovating something. So to be an
Mm-hmm.
innovator, you have to be courageous enough to go all the way, or else you're gonna be resentful for giving up so early and just being like, man, woe is me, like this, I had this idea, and you're gonna be that guy talking about an idea that you should have done years ago, but you gave up and just started to be resentful. And so I feel like, yeah, that's one of the lessons that I learned, and just keep on keeping on, bro. That's pretty much it.
Man, it's that reminds me of there was a time, bro. I was with the big homie,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, I used to do these privates with him, bro, because I was just hungry, like thirsty for this shit. You know what I mean? And I remember talking to him, and I was just like, "There's so many things," because I came from the hip hop choreo scene first, and it was weird, bro. Like, I had such a weird journey where it was like I first saw crumping, through Rise and all this in like 2008, and then saw Jabberwockies win America's Best Dance Crew. And I was like, yo, like, what if I do something like that? Like, that'd be cool. And then found choreo first, and then found crump, which was the initial, trigger. And I remember telling Sherwin, like, all these years of choreo that I've done, like, it wants, like, some of these moves and placements want to come out, but I don't know if that's right. And he's like, it's dancing.
Mm,
And I remember he was like, it's dancing. Just make it buck. And I was like, oh my God, like all of this stuff is interweavable. And I can do what I did over there as long as I do and kind of play by some of these rules right here, but break the rules
yeah,
by doing what I was doing over there type of thing, bro. So to hear you say like I couldn't have put that in words the way that you just did. Like, I couldn't have explained that to somebody. Like you could do whatever you want in Krump, man. And that's what I do really fucking enjoy about
hell
that.
yeah,
Oh my God. Who was some of your favorite choreographers? Because bro, Urban Dance Camp was the bangers. Like
yeah.
all who's who went to that, bro. So who would you say is some of like your top three choreographers?
Bro, like, yeah, I've been real fortunate to be able to see some of the goats in their. I feel like for me, when I was around for Urban Dance Camp, you got to see some of the greats in their prime. I feel, but for me, I guess like Keone Madrid is definitely up there for me,
Oh
bro.
yes,
He's
yes.
Bro, that guy is next level. But yeah, Keone Madrid, Lau Beninga, and one more, bro. I can't, bro. I mean, like Brian Puspos set a wave out here, bro. Like Puspos did set a wave, but I feel like he's definitely up there somewhere. But if I had to put another one, bro, Pat Cruz was another
Ooh,
sleeper
Patty.
for me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, he was absolutely insane. So definitely for me, bro, Keone Madrid. If I could merge like any two people to be like the style that I would have, bro, it would be Lau Beninga and Keone Madrid.
Ooh, dude, that's such a style.
Yeah, bro.
Lyle to me is everybody's uncle, bro. Like that is Uncle Lyle right there, bro. He was what was that fucking it was like an old school not Bi Craig Mack, Flavor in Your Ear. He did the Flavor in
Yeah,
Your Ear piece. Oh my god, bro! And that's when I knew. I was like, yo, he's the fucking goat, dude. Like this guy is the
yo,
best that there is right now. Oh my god, Brian Puspos though, that was another one. Jun Kamado. I
Jun
remember,
Kamado,
bro,
crazy.
Kamado, bro.
Yo,
I don't know, like such subtleties to his style, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
like the way he would play with music always got me going, man. Like there was always something about that style that I mean, but Keone too. Um, I got
Mm,
to learn what was the piece? A latch. I got to learn latch
bro,
from Keone, dude. That was sick.
that's insane. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites from him. And his like, you know, freaking how many crazy pieces of choreography that he's ever had. Latch is definitely up there, bro. Like that whole video freaking changed the game, and everyone started to do that little leg like beating like that little leg thing and everyone grooving like everyone was doing that, bro. The minute he did that, I've seen so much others like even out here, bro. Even out here, everyone was doing that. But yeah, bro, Keone for me is definitely up there, bro. He's the man.
And did you have any favorite crews you used to like to watch that was on those circuits?
Bro, again, I followed Choreo Cookies Heavy,
Mm-hmm.
GRV,
Mm-hmm.
even Super Galactic Beat Manipulators, like
Oh,
when they were,
SGBM, let's go.
yeah, bro,
Shout out
dude, like,
SGBM, shout out.
bro, shout out to them, bro. Like I remember, yeah, one of the body rocks that they did, bro, that was insane to me. Like, but yeah, I mean, those are the people that we see out here, and obviously, we don't know everyone from the States, and so there's all these other different crews and collectives that I know for sure I'm not aware of. But yeah, for me, bro, Choreo Cookies, yeah, all the ones that I've named, bro, those were the guys that I was like, damn, this is mad. And that's what made me want to get into like doing crews and, doing shows with a big team. And I think that's where a lot of my aspirations for seeing Krump be pushed along that road, hopefully down the line from my aspect anyway, from what I do here, that's definitely somewhere that I feel like Crump can go and can head towards, and it's just something different that we can offer to the culture too. So yeah,
Yeah, man, there is, and especially because I mean, I love the big homie. I think he's the
mm,
fucking goat, right?
yeah,
And he kind of opened up a big door for, open styles and dudes who did choreo because like I feel like he might have not have been the first, but he did introduce the classroom experience in a way I don't think that the USA specifically, had really experienced on a consistent basis. And I just think us as creatives, we just learn from each other just by being around each other. That
hmm,
association, we begin to learn and understand. And now you have people who are in the fam like, Brandon, Yaya, Jay Chris, shout out my dude
hmm,
Loudmouth. Like, I mean, he is, when it came to him and the stuff he's done in the choreo scene, he's everybody's uncle. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
when it comes to that shit, you know what I mean? Like Chap Kiss, he knows all these dudes, bro. Like
mm,
CJ, all he knows everybody, bro. And so he's everybody uncle out there. And so I do have high hopes that like we could start really impacting the choreo scene more,
for
like at a high
sure.
level. Like, dude, what you do with Lighthouse and everything that you're doing out there, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if y'all's the first HHI champions, bro, representing Trump for real.
Bro, I mean, hey, that would be the dream, bro. But yeah, it's crazy, bro. Because you're right. Like the big homie has like pioneered a lot, and I guess because of his skill and what he's able to do, and how he represents Crump in the different spaces that he goes into and represents it. Like, bro, he does it so well. And I mean, someone as skillful as him being able to, be savvy enough and open enough to connect the dots between other communities and other styles, bro, it just goes to show you how good of a leader he is. And I know for me, for sure, like I've taken heaps of inspiration from him in terms of, you know, opening different doorways for people to walk through in hopes that, you know, all of us get elevated regardless of who was the first one. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the first one to open the door is, as long as people are going through it and elevating. Like that's the real reflection of greatness. And yeah, the big homie's done it like time and time again, bro. And so for sure, he's one person that I take a lot of inspiration from. Bro, you know what's crazy is that the last time I was in LA, it was actually mad because Keone and Sharon were in the same room. They're
Oh
like,
my.
yo, they're and I remember because I was kind of lit too, but I remember taking a photo and stuff, bro, and I was just like, it's the two goats.
Yeah.
It's the both of them in one room. But yeah, why I say that is just because, you know, um, like Keone's resume speaks for itself, and the Big's resume speaks for itself too. And so everything that he's done, man, like, you know, we just are influenced by those decisions and those experiences, and we hope to just take it even further, bro. Because you know what I mean. Like that's what fam does. Is that we, you know, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. And so yeah, we just keep it going and keep his legacy going, man.
Yeah, man. I was telling Rex, like, there's not much I can do for, you know, the fam in the position that I'm in right now. The best I can do is dance when I can, right? And when I show up, I tell them, I show up every time. Sean's like, "Hey, you trying to battle?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Like, yes, yes, master. what be
Right.
thy? I always tell him, "What be thy bidding, bro?" Now send him a gif of Darth Maul, and that's it. Just whatever be thy bidding, bro. Just tell me what to do. Just and that's I know that's the position I have to play at the moment. You know what I mean? And until I get up off the road, you know what I mean? But
Mm,
while I'm on the road, bro, like, you're going to catch me in Miami dancing when I'm in Miami. You're going to catch me dancing in Texas, and I feel like we all play our own little separate parts. You know what I mean?
for
We all play
sure.
our own little roles in this big old game that we got going. And it's
Yeah.
beast camp over everything all day, every
Yeah.
day.
That's the
Motherfucker.
camp, bro. Hell yeah. That's the camp.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna always shout out the camp every chance I get, man.
Hard
Uh,
out.
so starting off, you were in the hip hop scene, all this stuff. Where where did you start to make your moves in Krump? Like, what was that first session? Who brought you around?
That's a real buzzy question, bro. Yeah, buzzy's a slang that we say out here in New Zealand. It's just like it's a cool question.
But no, I was like, fuzzy. I was like, fuck, what does that mean?
No, no. Yeah. But no, it was like sheesh, first session, bro. You know, there's so much detail to the history of, you know, who brought me around the first session, who influenced me out here, and I think, yeah, I think to knuckle it down, bro, like what was cool about where I'm from, specifically the suburb, which is a small suburb. Like when I say where I'm from in Auckland, it's literally like I don't know, it's so small. America, like the States, is so much bigger. But where I'm from, in the suburb that I'm from, it's called Mangere. And from my city or from my little suburb, one of the OGs from New Zealand is actually from there. And I remember, you know, growing up and catching the school bus to get to school and whatnot. The way that we go would always pass his house. And I remember after school, I'd be on the way back home and I just see this guy dancing. And then someone tapped me and he's like, "Gee, do you know who that is?" I was like, "Oh, so I have no idea." He's like, "Gee, that's Alien." And Alien's one of the OGs from New Zealand, bro. He is a legendary dancer. And for me, you know, coming up in this game, I'm so passionate about where I'm from. I'm from a little hood that is considered, you know, not the best hood to be around, but I'm so passionate about it because you know, a lot of people in New Zealand write us off from the jump. And so I always, as a dancer, as a young krumper anyway, I always had that chip on my shoulder, bro. And so yeah, coming to the session and being surrounded by other people who were dancing in South Auckland, who shared the same story as I did, it was so beautiful, bro, because the energy was there and all I felt was this sense of freedom and power, but it wasn't the dance itself, but it was more so like the people. Like the people were so open, were so um, like they were building, you know, each other up in a way that I looked at it and I was like, bro, I can't not be a part of this. Like this is way too good. And
Mm,
then over the years, bro, you know, like our skill developed and our awareness of what Krump is and what Krump isn't, you know, grew. And, you know, we're able to navigate our community in a way that was able to build on top of a lot of the legends that, you know, a lot of people don't know of or have heard of. And so, yeah, the energy back then was insane, bro. Like, there were so many battles that I did out here when I first started that I caked. I remember I flopped. I like fell on the ground in my very first street battle. I remember like just random stuff that happened, bro. And I think all of that just goes to show, like, you know, we we all have to start somewhere, and regardless of, you know, where I am or where people consider me within this movement, like I'm just a normal human being, bro. I'm just, you know, I'm just out here still trying to do my thing, still trying to get better. And but yeah, bro, back in the day it was insane, and I'm super happy that I've had a little part to play in where Krump is right now for New Zealand. Because, yeah, I feel like where Krump is right now in New Zealand is really, really healthy, and it's gonna blow up even more in terms of our sphere of like influence. I'm
mm,
really hoping that we can break into like the commercial circles and do a lot more other big projects. The theater stuff. Theater stuff is easy out here, bro. Like that stuff is a given. The hardest thing is just getting paid. So, you know, that's the next goal, bro. So, but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, that question is such a loaded question, and it makes me reflect on so many different stories that I feel like I don't want to spend an hour just blabbing on. But
Dude,
in
we
the
you got me hook, line, and sinker, dog. I'm here, baby.
I can't, bro. But all I can, you know, nail it down to is like, because of the great pioneers and OGs that are still doing it now and were doing it back then, way before I started. You know, they left such a legacy for me to come into, and you know, just again, I'm just here. I'm just trying to do my thing, and I'm trying to help Crump grow where I feel like it can grow too. So
Mm,
I'm not trying to say like, yo, we should go here. I'm just like, yo, we can go here. Like
mhm.
we've never seen it before, but we can. Like, shoot, okay, like I'm gonna try it. Like, you know. So yeah, I feel like that's just in a nutshell to answer your question, bro.
That's so cool. Shout out Alien, man. Shout out
Yeah.
that motherfucking bus driver, man. Shout out. For real.
Hard out, bro. Shoot. Thanks, Us.
It's it's fun, man. I think it is fun though when like I do ask some people like, "How did you get started in this? Like, what was that moment like?" And sometimes, you know, just to hear the different stories, bro, like, and sometimes they're, I guess, more predictable, you know? It's like, "Oh, I knew somebody who crumped. I asked him, he took me to a session." And then some people have just these very, very intricate stories, like, "I just so
Yeah.
happened to be passing by this park," or "My bus route to fucking school, you know, just so happened to pass
100.
by this place," you know, and I would
Yeah.
see him dance, and it's it's beautiful to see how, like, we're all pulled in on these all very unique, you know, pathways, unique stories,
Mm.
unique this, unique that. That's tight, man. And so you started dancing, my man OG Aliens got you going.
Hey.
And then how did we get to, because I remember you were Kid Street Beast for a bit,
Mm-hmm.
like a hot second.
Yeah.
How did we get from seeing OG Alien to Kid Street Beast?
That's a mad question, bro. Yeah, so from OG Alien, seeing him, obviously, 2011 was the very first time I kind of introduced myself to the community out here. And the name Lightsaber always stuck with me, so that's been my very first name ever in the Crump game. So Lightsaber was a name given to me, and then yeah, I just stuck with it. And then down the line, you know, showing came through, And already I had this kind of reputation of, you know, being like a really good dancer, because the first time people saw me, they had no idea who I was. And it wasn't until they saw me that they were like, yo, what? This kid is brand new, like type of vibe. And so,
Mhm.
yeah, I was just like a student of the game for years, bro. Like I said before, like I've been watching Krump since I was like 11 or 12, but I never got into the dance scene. So no one from the Krump world out here in New Zealand basically seen me until I was like, yeah, 17 or 18. And so, yeah, like I was just dancing, battling, and you know, I was doing well, bro. Like I enter a lot of different competitions, mainly because I'm curious to see like how good I'd be, you know, like I'm
Mhm.
just like, yo, like I'm just here for the vibes, like, okay, cool, let's just chuck it. And so yeah, was winning like a couple different national titles and other different like battles and blah blah blah. But then Sherwin came through to New Zealand, and I remember we were hosting him at the time, and basically I just said to him, because previously, months before, my wife actually went to EBS, and she was a part of the very first group of people that went to EBS, and kind of got to experience that whole thing. But on her round trip back, she stopped into LA, you know, did a private with Sherwin, and then came back and then told me about it. But what I got from it is that, you know, a lot of times where we know a lot of great dancers, but a lot of the times some of our experiences may differ. I know for me personally, like there's some really great freestyle dancers that are just like eggheads, bro. Like, I don't know what it was. Maybe I caught them at the wrong time, but like they're just mad eggs, bro, like eggheads. So yeah, it was crazy because, you know, Sherwin came, my wife came, you know, back to New Zealand, and then I talked to her about it. And she was just like, yeah, like, you know, Beast is an amazing teacher. And I was like, oh yeah. And the first thing I asked her, bro, was like, wow, what's he like? Like, what's his personality like? Like, how is he as a person? And she was like, oh man, like he was chill, like, you know, really, really good, super respectful, blah, blah, blah. And so that already, you know, I didn't know at the time, but that really put in a seed of like, oh, okay, cool. Like this guy's like a good dude. And for me, bro, that's all I care about, bro. I don't care if you're like the best dancer in the world, bro. If your ego, like if I feel your ego from a mile away and I'm just like, bro, this is not the vibe, like already we're gonna have clashes, you know? And so yeah, he came through to New Zealand. And it was crack up, bro. Like I remember he taught like a workshop, and I walked straight up to him and I was like, hey bro, like I'm Ken, like I'm lightsaber, blah blah blah. I'll be competing in that. And then I was like, bro, what's the process of being in your fam? Like straight away. and he was like, oh damn, like, shoot, you trying to be in the fam, like type of vibes. And I was like, yeah, bro, like I'm down. And so, you know, the weekend went, and I had to battle the big homie twice, bro. And I was keen, like I was like, bro, I don't care. Like I will battle you 3, 4 times. I will get my butt whipped 3 or 4 times. Like no one's gonna tell me to stop until I earn a certain level of respect from you, because this is the only reason why I'm doing it. Like I'm not trying to battle you to be like an egg about it. Like I just really want to show you that I'm really down for whatever you're wanting to do with your vision. And so before he came back to the States, he gave me Kid Street Beast. And then yeah, bro, after that, I was just making sure like I would keep, you know, that legacy or that name alive, because I was the first in the Street Beast fam. And I remember he was telling me about it, bro. He was like, yeah, you're gonna be the first in the fam, bro. It's gonna be a lot of pressure. And you know what's even funnier, bro? I remember he left because he came here and he went to Japan. Not even like a couple of hours when he was in Japan, bro, I messaged him and I was like, yo, I'm going for J Street Beats, just letting you know. And he laughed and he was like, yo, bro, like chill. I was like, oh damn. He was like, bro, you just got Kid Street Beats. Like, how are you gonna tell me like, you know, you're gonna gun for JR or Twin or whatever? And I was like, bro, like for me, that was really cool. But I just again wanted him to know, like, bro, I'm just down to work. Like, I'm never gonna take these opportunities for granted. And so I'm just letting you know that I'm setting my eyes on bigger things down the line. And you know, with his support, like during my whole journey as JR and becoming EBS world champion, bro. He's played a huge part in all of that, and just his subtle like teachings and labs and influences around the fam. Like he's brought so many people within Beast Camp together now to the point where we travel wherever we go, and there's fam there that are willing to sacrifice their time, their effort to like chill and talk to you, and that's all because of him, bro. And so yeah, from Kid Street Beast to J Street Beast and to wherever else, like it's always just, my job isn't to uh, you know, sit and boast about all my past achievements. My job is to keep moving forward and keep innovating and just, if things fail, like all good. Like at least I gave it a go. And so yeah, man, that's just my mentality with the whole name, with my position within the fam. Like I really don't care about failing because in our big homie's eyes, like there's no way you can fail. Like if you're going for it and you're trying to do things and you're trying to innovate, like that's dope. And
Mhm.
you're only gonna let yourself down if you just give up and not do anything. And so yeah, man, that's been just my mentality for the past couple months and years is just keep going, keep doing the next thing, like innovate the new thing. If it's whack to people, all good. Just keep it going and move on. And so yeah, that's kind of just my experience with being kid to Jay, bro. Sorry about
Mm,
that. That was a whole other spiel, brother. My days. I can
no,
talk, brother.
listen, dude, that was because you don't talk much, dog. Like that's one thing that I am, you know, really trying to harp more like in our community. You get a lot of chit chat in our community, and there's just not enough people who are just silently working,
Mm,
and not only silently working, but they're also executing at high levels in whatever they're working on. You know what I mean?
mm,
Whether it's clothing brands that promote Krump, or dancing on the front lines, fucking dancing, or doing podcasts or doing whatever. You know what I mean? Like there's not enough people, I think, that just kind of just do the thing, instead of
yeah.
talking about doing the thing, they just do the thing, you know. Um, so looking out then towards the future, like what is something that you think has like your most attention? Like I know you talked before a little bit about like making sure that you guys are getting paid and this and that. Like if that's something what are you trying to do to correct that or get that going? What are some of the things you got in mind?
Yeah, there's a couple of things, bro, that I really want to try and structure better for myself and the dancers that I immediately influence out here in New Zealand. Like one of them, bro, I'm starting up a brand, a personal brand of mine that I'm gonna be releasing later in at the end of this month. And so,
Hey.
at the moment, we've been spending a lot of time preparing on learning the skills to create better content, better this and better that. And so I feel like last year and the year before that, we spent a lot of time just learning and preparing. And yeah, this year we're just trying to execute, you know what I mean? So definitely, yeah, just trying to push my personal brand out there, trying to elevate certain events that we run out here with LH Combine, which is amazing. Last year we ran our beatdown event, which has just recently changed its branding to Beatdown Championships. And so, that was the first Krump event where we were able to get like a lot of money, bro. Like the prize pool for I think one of the winners was like $1,000, bro. And that's just a nation, like that's not even a national event. It's just the event that I wanted to start in future becoming the national event. And so, $1,000 New Zealand may not look like much to other event organizers or whatnot, but it was huge, and that was only for one division. And so, I think our prize pool was around 6K, $6,000 all up, and
Ah,
that's different divisions. There were four divisions, and so yeah, myself and the team were just looking at how to better structure that competition and basically just how to elevate, how do we how do we take our movement, which is so raw and so amazing to see, and how do we elevate it to the point where anyone who is watching outside of Krump are drawn to that? And so we're basically just having more conversations with different sponsors, with different people behind the scenes that are really able to assist us in this way. Because I feel like, a lot of competitions, especially out here, and there's a lot of aspiring event organizers, but being an event organizer or an event manager or whatever you want to call it, it's a lot of work. And
Mm.
then it's so much work. And so I think, even as a dancer, it's just making it worth their while. And so if we can offer certain prize pools that really entice our community to level up and to train more and to be the best that they can be, not having to worry about walking away, if you win a competition, only walking away with 100 to 200 bucks, but walking away with a prize that is like so worth your effort and training, so worth your effort and time and preparation, because a lot of our dancers are just part-time dancers. Like, they have to go to their 9 to 5 and then they train till late anyways. And so yeah, it's been a massive goal of mine to just run more events this year, have better prize pools, specifically with the beatdowns. And yeah, like I shared with you before, bro, in terms of trying to get our dancers paid, I want to be able to do more theater shows, but not Krump shows in theater spaces, but literally like our shows the way that we want it, and we'll invite the theater world to come to our space, if that makes
Mm.
sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I don't know, in New Zealand it's a bit difficult because there's a lot of politics behind the scenes and in terms of where money goes. And so I'm not trying to allow the excuse of where funding goes to be an excuse for me to say like, okay, cool, we can't do this,
Mhm.
but rather using that as motivation to be like, you know what, we still can. It's just going to be a little bit different to what the formula looks like right now. And so, yeah, bro, those are a couple of things. My immediate other goal as a solo artist or battler is to win 3 world championships before I like hang it up. Hang it up. I don't even know if that, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'll ever hang it up, but I really do want to win 3 world championships. So, yeah, EBS was one. Obviously, me and the boys, we went to KOB, and I was able to make the finals for both, but was only able to take the dub in one of the divisions. So I don't count that, but I think for me, that's always something that I just want to keep in the back of my brain. And before everything's said and done, I just love to be able to do that for me and just prove to myself that I can do it. So yeah, but that's some of my goals. I feel like I'm the type of person like where I don't really want to say what I want to do, but I'll just do it and then let the results speak for itself, whether they were good or whether they weren't. Because
Mm.
I feel like I'm not gonna be that type of guy and say like, I'm gonna do this and do that and spill to you the flowers and the good stuff, you know what I mean? Some of my ideas, they may botch and they may fail, and I hope people watch that too. And I hope people learn from my mistakes just as well as them learning from my successes. Like, I'm all good with either or, but I think I would rather show, not even just show people, but more so show myself like, this is what I want to do. Okay, cool. Let's go, Ken. Like, let's go for it. No more talking about it. No more beating around the bush. Just get it done, and hopefully it turns out well. And if not, we take those L's and we turn them to lessons, bro. So
Ooh. Ooh, yeah, the L's to lessons has been one that, like, I've been trying to hammer home for me, because it's like,
mm,
it keeps me from being scared to try stuff. You know what I mean? Like, if, like, no losses, like, they could say that, but in my head, there's something for me to learn here. Like, there is something for me to acquire out of this situation, and how can I make the most of it? Like, my brain kind of works that way. I'm very like, I want to analyze things. I want to check this out, see how this works. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, yeah, dude, That's insane to hear you say 3 world championships, because a lot of dudes I feel would get the one and just be like, all right, I did it. Like, you know what I mean? There you go. And your EBS, like that dub, bro, was insane. Like the whole tournament, your whole road, you were just fucking monster after monster after monster battle, bro. And to think that you're trying to do that a couple more times before you hang it up, yeah, right,
Yeah.
dude. Like, hang it up. First off, hang it up, yeah, right, dude.
Yeah.
But to have 3 under your belt, that's big, man. That's a tall order, dude. And it's tight to see you shooting high like that. You know, because like I said, you've already hit a point where some dudes be like, "Yo, I'm good," you know, but you're like, "Nah, I could take this a little further." Like that's inspiring to me, bro, to like really step up my own shit.
Nah,
Yeah.
mad, bro. I'm just curious, bro. I just really want to see like how far I can push this, you know? And I mean, there's that whole saying like, I don't know, shoot for the moon, land on a star or something. One of the
Yeah.
other ors. I'm not too sure, but yeah, that's just me, bro. Let's just go for it. You know, I mean, we spend our whole life trying to dissect and process different things, but what if, that part of our brain were to just stop for a second and, imagine what kind of things we would do if we weren't stopping ourselves from achieving it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like even with like failures these days, I try to like I don't want to get so stuck in the analyzation of it, right? Because I feel like you can watch one clip of yourself and find a gajillion errors. You know what I mean? So I don't want to get stuck. And I try to tell myself to do this again while still learning from what I just did, right?
Yeah,
And then have this, and then now I can study both of these things. You know, whether it's podcasts, like I re-listen to my podcast a lot to just try to kind of see where it felt weird, or if there was any question I asked in particular that got it going in a certain direction. You know, like just trying
yeah,
to always continue to have more experiences, because the more experiences, the more lessons, the more dubs, you know,
yeah,
which if you take a dub and turn that into a lesson, that's even more fire, you know, not
hundred,
like how you say, like not dwell in these accomplishments and accolades, you know, like
yeah.
learn from them too. There was errors along the way. Um,
Hmm.
what would you say, right? Let's just even just thinking about EBS, because that's a dream for me. What
Hell
would you
yeah.
what would you say was like some of your funnest parts, like most memorable moments of that? Because it's like a week long, right? Or like a couple days long at least.
Yeah, bro, it's definitely not like a 1 day event. But I think, bro, in all honesty, man, my biggest highlight was getting to spend it with the fam that I got to go over with. So a lot of the Team New Zealand peeps, which was myself, 12, my wife Knowles, and young Street Beast.
Mhm.
Getting to spend that whole time with them was a huge highlight for me. And obviously winning EBS was great, but I think for me, it's so funny, bro, because I always reflect on this moment where I won EBS, and during that whole thing, I get given the belt, the trophy, the boys do the haka for me, and all of that cool stuff. Like to the outside world, it's amazing. Like this is it, and it was real funny, bro. But like not even 2 minutes later, after I got off the stage, like I immediately gave the belt to Montel, and I was like, "Here, bro, like you take it, like you hold it." And he was just like, he grabbed it and he was like what? Like what do you mean? This is like the world championship belt. What are you doing giving it to me? I was like, bro, all it is just a flashy looking belt. Like aside from the mantle of being a world champion, like it's just a belt. And so I gave it to him, and he had his little like playtime with it and stuff. And I think for me that was the most rewarding thing, is being able to take what looked impossible to someone like me, who was a kid from this small area, from a small country, halfway around the world, go to this big competition with huge names. And, like not a lot of people know about this, but there's a process behind the stage where they say, who your Krump names are, or they just pretty much say a list of people who are there on that list. They weren't calling me lightsaber or Junior Street Beast. They were just calling me Ken. And so the whole room, bro, you have to. Yo, it was crazy. Like they're going down the line, like, you know, this person, that person, this person, that person. And then they'd pause, they'd be like, is Ken from New Zealand here? And I'm like, yeah, 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 that's me, man. That's me.
Oh my god.
You know, and it's crazy, but you know, I took that and like used it as fuel because, you know, for us, we just, you know, if you're hearing all the Krump names, you know, you just think to yourself, like, oh yeah, like my Krump name's gonna get called out or whatnot. But yeah, but you know, the coolest thing was is that I got to, you know, by me physically giving the belt to Montel, I know I know already off the bat that that signified or symbolized something way bigger, and that basically symbolized that if I can do it, any of you guys can do it. And I
Mhm.
think that was probably the most memorable thing, bro, is me winning, and then it basically felt like we got permission to be able to even win. Like I know it's real weird, but you know, for us from New Zealand, bro, like there were so many years where we were as a country like nowhere near the top, nowhere near the echelon of where a lot of different countries were. We were so far behind in our approach and our knowledge of Crump. And now I feel a lot of that has changed. But you know, myself and a couple of other dancers, we're still trying to just keep it pushing and keep it moving so that we can be even better. But for me, that was the craziest thing, bro, is just giving others permission, you know, to do the same. Is that, you know, I'm from this small town, I'm from a small country, but no matter what the mountains look like for you, like, bro, we can do this. Like anything can happen. And so, yeah, that was the probably one of the most like special moments, bro. And getting to share a moment with my brother Montel, like, it was hilarious, bro. Like, even getting to kick it with the camp, bro. I can't wait for you to experience like kicking it with the rest of the camp members from around the world, bro. Because
Yeah.
the camp is so special, bro. Like, it's a fam, and it's a massive fam and collective. And I still, to this point, I haven't necessarily met everyone from around the world, but you just know, like, whenever we're together at a big event, like, it's always love. And you know, I've been fortunate enough to go on these trips again and again, and each and every single time we meet up with people from the camp, it's an amazing experience, bro. So I can't wait for you to experience that, brother, because it's really really special, bro. Getting to grow bonds with people that you basically share a name with. You know, it's a
Mhm.
special thing, man. So yeah, shout out to all the Beast Camp members from around the world, bro. You guys are so loved, and yeah, we appreciate you guys so much. So
I've had a
yeah.
chance to meet some of the Japan fam, and
Mm,
I've met Hood, and
yeah,
then I don't know why, but every time you guys have been to the States, I've been somewhere else. Like,
bro.
I was like over here, over there. I was like, "Fuck, dude, every single time, dude." Like, so, and you know, I know some time has passed and shit, and we've done this over messages or whatever, but I do, you know, my dearest condolences, bro, about Montel, because I know
Appreciate
that
it,
was
bro.
your guy, man. Like,
Mm,
and he's remembered, you know what I mean? And every time like I see you guys post something with him and stuff, I think like damn, like his memory really is living still. Like, you know what I mean? Like motherfuckers still say his name, bro. And that's
yeah,
so tight.
bro.
That's so tight to me. You know what I mean? How long did you guys actually know each other? Like, did you guys meet each other through the camp or was it like before dancing?
Yeah, so me and Montel, we've crossed paths for a long time, bro. Like, I think before we even got into the camp together, before we even, you know, were a part of the same Crump fams or collective here in New Zealand. Um, he was a young kid at one of the youth drop-in centers that had a lot of dance programs out in the day. And so for me, at this point in time, I was just coming out of high school, and he was still in high school and whatnot. And so I would always see him around, him and actually Savage Street Beast, bro. So I actually, so
God,
Savage,
man.
so Money, yeah, so Money and Montel are the same age. And so, you know, I'd always see these young guys like in these dance programs. And obviously at the time I was a choreographer, I was massive in choreography and Krump as well. But at that point in time, I was just heavily involved with like some crew trainings and whatnot. And so I'd see these guys and I'd be like, oh, yo, like drop around or like do something, and they would do it and whatnot. And I just remember Montal, bro, being the giant of giants, bro. Like, you know, a lot of people say like Polynesians are big, bro. Montal was big. Like, he was a big guy. And so, you know, you walk in and you just see this massive ass dude in the corner. You know, there's a whole class, but there's just one big ass dude just in the corner trying to do choreography. But the way that he does choreography, he would add in like Krump just regardless, bro. Like it was so funny. But yeah, like I knew him from that, and then during our journeys within Krump, bro, we were able to eventually be in the same fam together, and this was thanks to Example, who's one of the other vets from New Zealand, and so we're under, yeah, shout out Example. So we're under in the same fam with him for a couple of years, and then eventually I left, and then he left, and then we felt like it just was natural for us to stay together. And so, you know, he was one of the first people within our um, newly formed collective, and it's funny, bro. Like I was like, bro, I don't think like I don't he wanted to be in my fam, so he wanted to be a part of the Sabres. And so I was like, bro, like your fam anyway, like it's chill. And then, you know, he went through this whole thing, but then eventually he found a name, and he found a rank, and I was like, okay, like what is it? Like tell me your rank. And he was like, Kill Saber. And I was like, why Kill Saber? Isn't it like killer? Like, wouldn't you rather be Killer Saber or whatever? And he's like, nah, because I want to be the only one to beat you or to kill you. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm dying. But you know, that was the bro. And I feel like yeah, a part of me did die when he left, bro. Like, and so he wasn't wrong in that sense. And it's a funny thing, bro, life and how quickly, you know, things can turn. But yeah, Montel was such a huge like, you know, he was just a huge influence in our community, and he was one of the up and coming leaders. And you know, he was just one of those guys that he would just support everyone. And I take a massive lesson out of how to be a friend because of how good of a friend he was for me, and
Mhm.
how much of a great friend he was for other people in different ways. And so, you know, a lot of the lessons that he taught me was really on, you know, how to support your friends, how to be a better friend, how to keep it real with them. Like if they're playing up or if they're being whack, you tell them. And he had no problem causing drama. Like I find that so funny, bro. Like if you met him, I think, bro, you would just crack up at all of the things that he would say, bro. He was just way too funny. But yeah, man, Montel was just a huge, and still is, like you said, bro. We still say his name. We still bang his name 100%. Like even my name, I changed the way that my name is read and said. You know, now that it has the $ A, the apostrophe B, because that was his name, which was South Auckland Badass. And so
Mhm.
now it's just a part of me. So yeah, man, there's so many different fond memories that I have of him, but the biggest one is that he taught me on how to be a better friend and a better supporter. And I think in this day and age, with the climate of the world that we live in, you know, we all have to be better in terms of supporting the people that we love and telling people that we love them and being like, yo, I see you, I see what you're doing, keep it going. Like, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? And so he was never too proud to say that. And so,
Mhm.
yeah, bro, he's a crack up fella, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, dude, one thing, even with the short time I got to even be in contact with him,
Mm,
um, fucking hilarious, dude, bro.
bro,
Like hilarious guy. There was the video of the Obama broccoli on his nose, and it's like Bone Thugs
bro.
in the background. Oh my god, I have it saved on my fucking phone, dude. It's so funny. It sends me every time I watch it, bro. But he was just very out loud. You know, he loved
Mm,
his homies out loud.
mhm,
He loved what he did out loud. He was funny out loud, you know. Um, Yeah, man, and it's tight too, especially for Manny. You know what I mean? Like he had this goal of being in the fam and all this, and it's like kind of like, yes, I have a chance to hug you, which is kind of like hugging him because you're
Yeah.
just like him. Like like it's
Mm.
it's tight, man. I am so happy, dude, that we've been able to have connections all over the world, bro, through our fam and through this thing. Dancing brings us together, but then the camaraderie, like you going and doing EBS, being with everybody, you're competing. Like there's a certain camaraderie that's built there that just can't be replicated anywhere else, bro. Like by
Yeah.
no means. And it's just tight, bro. And when you won EBS, I remember I was talking with some of the fam in Oxnard, some of the homies I crump with in my city. And I was telling them like, yeah, now they're on the world stage. Like Trent came out and Kid Concrete, they were at the Beast Camp tourney. They did so much work and that put them in the group chat. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that put them in the world Krump group chat. Like and then now with this dub, like you know what I mean, this world championship, now they're talking. Like now
Yeah.
now they're talking on the biggest stages where yeah, bro, like I remember for forever it was like you would talk about France, USA, Japan,
Mm.
Germany, and then now, the rise of New Zealand's here. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
and Australia too, like they're doing their thing too, and it's tight, bro. It's really tight to kind of like, because I'm a fan. Like I'm not only like a fan of you guys, like all the New Zealand fam, you in particular, but I'm a fan of Krump, dude, and I'm a fan of
Yeah.
good dancing, watching good motherfuckers dance and dance good. Like I enjoy that personally. Like I don't know about everybody else. Uh,
Mm.
yeah, man, and dude, I really do hope that like in the future, dog, like I can look back and especially even at this, like you guys are doing theater shows out there and shit. You know what I mean? And like making the buku money, and we could be like, yo, bro, you talked about this shit right here, like right here in this moment right here, man. I
Yeah.
really, I really hope for it, bro. I really do.
100. It'll happen. It'll happen, bro. I'm driven. I'm ready, and I'll make it happen. So
Oh, dude, even just hearing you talk earlier, bro, like the idea that it's like this, it's just a belt. Where some people, I'm telling you, just gawk over just having a chance to do it, and then you got the one championship. Now you're like, oh, now I got to have three. So I think that is one thing that sure when it's done well is putting people of similar natures, right? Like anything that we do, like Yaya does a lot still with her whole popping and everything she's doing there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so he puts people together who's like, it's not enough. Like it's not enough. It's like I can do more. I can be more. Like I can be
Mm.
more. I can do more. There's more. There's more for us. Um, that's dope, bro. Listen, I don't want to keep it too long, right? I hope we could do this again, right? Do get a part two. Uh,
Hell yeah.
but thank you, bro. Thank you for doing this with me. Um, before we sign out, is there a Sabres gem of the night or a little piece of nugget, little something that you want to leave the people before we call it a wrap?
Um, Dang, man. I think what I would just leave with everyone, and hopefully it encourages like somebody, is that like, man, just don't take your time for granted. Like, just don't take the moment that we get to wake up and go through our daily routines. Don't take any of that for granted. Really make the most of every single moment. And if something that I'm really wanting to do this year is to plan the execution and execute the plan. And so
Mm,
that's my theme for this year, bro. And that's why I'm really, really driven, not because I'm just in this space of just feeling motivated, but it really does just come down to being disciplined and really just, just being more thoughtful in how, where and how your time is being spent. And so to anyone out there, man, if that's an encouragement for you, dope. But if it's too much and it doesn't make sense, just my other version of it is just don't waste, a single moment of your life. Just make the most of it, man. Make it. make it all, make all the memories in the world, make the best memories, like live your best life, all of that good stuff, and just don't let any moment pass you by. Pretty much, brother.
Bro, that was
Bro,
beautiful.
I want to say thank you for bringing me on, man, for putting me on this podcast, bro. Like, yeah, I know how hard it is to do these types of things and to create this different platform. And so, you know, just you being you and creating everything that you're doing, bro, from the podcast to doing it on StreamYard and sorting out all the logistics and, you know, I know you've got other things that you have to do, but you're putting in the time and energy to do things like this. And so yeah, I just wanted to give you your flowers, bro, because you definitely deserve it and you're still doing this. Like, look at what you're doing at the moment, bro. It's freaking amazing. And so don't ever stop, bro. Keep going, keep climbing. And yeah, I mean, as camp members and as people, bro, like we're supporting you 100%, bro. So keep at
Thank
it,
you,
man.
man. Thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot to me for real. So thank you, man. Thank you. I hope we could do this again, but I'll let you get out of here and I'll send you a message right now on Instagram too, bro.
Easy, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Much love. All
Much
right,
love,
brother.
brother. You guys, that was Saber, the one and only Junior Street Beast. He fucked me up a little bit. He fucked me up a little bit with that last little bit, yo. I really appreciate that. You guys have no idea the support. It means the most to me. But thank you everybody who's tuned in. Thank you for everybody on the Instagram live. I see my man, the milkman in here. I seen ASAP Henry in here. I see my man Twin Style Rip drop in. Shout out Rowdy Street Beast. Everybody who commented, whether you watched on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, whatever. We got it on all these platforms. Yeah. Um, wherever though you watched or will watch, I appreciate you guys. I hope you know that the support does not go unnoticed. Shout out Ryan Yere. I see you watch too on Instagram. Um, man, he fucked me up with that last one. But listen, go for it. Yeah. Plan to execute the plan. Until next time, I hope you have a good day, week, month, year, and life. Until next time, I'll see all you sick animals on the flip side.